and welcome back to another episode of Bantz with Lawrencia. How are you all doing? I hope you're doing great. For today's episode, I want to talk about one of the major issues that Nigerians have been going through, and that is access to cash. Now, the CBN, that's the Central Bank of Nigeria, woke up one morning and said, listen, we don't like the look of this Naira. We want to redesign this Naira. They made the announcement and voila, we have new currency notes. Now, one of the reasons why they gave for the redesign of Naira is that people are hoarding money. And that is, I mean, during the Jonathan's era, we have so many people burying money in sockaway. We have people burying money in burial grounds. We have people literally putting money in walls and money like decaying in houses. Like you have houses that are rented just to store cash, just to store Naira. And then this is one of the reasons why the CBN, they are saying that to get back that money, because according to them, 80% of Nigeria money is outside the central bank. So they want that money back. So one of the ways they said they are doing it is to redesign the Naira. And this will force people that are hoarding money to return the money back to the bank. Now, this is one of the reasons that they gave. The second reason that was given was that they want a cashless society where instead of buying things with cash, you can actually buy with POS, or I don't know, because internet in Nigeria is literally not that. I mean, 80% of Nigerians don't even have bank accounts, and those that have bank accounts, they don't even have like ATM cards or bank apps. So it will be very difficult for them to say, okay, we want to implement a cashless society. I mean, they made it that you can only withdraw 20,000 Naira from an ATM. This has made it difficult for a lot of people. And to top it all up, they gave 1 month for people to return this cash. The citizens are complaining. People are queuing at ATMs. You go to the ATM machine, the ATM dispenses the old money, and then you go to banks. Banks give you old money, or they tell you they don't even have cash. Now, this has caused a whole lot of chaos in Nigeria. A whole lot of people are protesting because, you know, you have people who have loved ones in the hospital. They have the old currency. They cannot pay for hospital bills because they have the old currency, and some of these people end up losing their loved ones. So it is a massive problem. Central Bank said, well, we are also redesigning this money because like Onongo men or kidnappers or bandits are demanding money, and we just want to make sure that we don't circulate cash so that people that are paying kidnappers will not have money to pay these people. Now, kidnappers, bandits, they started posing with the new Naira notes because they said, listen, what you said you were trying to do will not work because people are still paying us money. Now, bandits, kidnappers, and all these other people have access to money, but the common man. You go to banks and people are fighting. You go to ATM machine, there's queue. People are even sleeping at the ATM machine to make sure that when that ATM is loaded, they will be the first to have access to that money. And then again, you're just having access to 20,000 Naira. It's not like you can withdraw 200,000 Naira that will last you for the whole whatever. You can only access 20,000 Naira. This has also hiked the price of Naira. I mean, if you go to now, POS people are making money because they are literally selling Naira. So you go to a POS operator, you have, let's say, 20,000 Naira of the old notes. They are going to sell the new note for you, maybe give you 10,000 Naira. So people are not just buying dollars. People are not just buying pounds. People are now buying Naira in Nigeria, which is ridiculous. But the CBN governor said, well, this has different countries have redesigned money. India redesigned their money. UK redesigned their money. Now, for UK, their queen died. So it is normal for them to change, because they have a king now, to change the money to the face of the king. which is fine. Now, 6 years ago, India had the same problem. They redesigned their money. According to them, the black money, which is monies that criminal organizations are in control of, that their own central banks are not in control of. So they try to redesign the money to get back this money. It caused a whole lot of problems, and I am just going to play that video for you to have a look at what happened in India when their money was redesigned. So watch this.
What would you do if one day most of your cash was suddenly worthless? In India, millions were shocked when on November 8, 2016, the government placed an immediate ban on the 500 and 1,000 rupee notes, which are worth about $7 and $15. These two bills account for the vast majority of currency in India, an economy where some 98% of transactions are conducted in cash. Citizens were only given 50 days to exchange these bills for new notes, but with a limit on the amount that they could withdraw from the bank. The country went into complete panic mode. People rushed to exchange their newly defunct bills at ATMs or spend them at the very few remaining businesses that were still temporarily accepting the old denominations. Banks were chaotic, with in some cases hundreds of people in line for a single ATM. Many businesses ran out of small denominations, unable to even give change. This devaluation of currency was done to address a major problem in the Indian economy: untaxed and unaccounted for cash not kept in banks, called black money. This illicit cash is often acquired illegally through corruption, bribery, or kickbacks, without having to report its use to the government. This shadow economy is extremely pervasive, accounting for up to a quarter of India's GDP. Much of this cash is in the form of hoarded 500 and 1,000 rupee notes, stuffed in mattresses, or laundered in foreign bank accounts where it can't be taxed. Exchanges with illicit money short the government billions of dollars in taxes every year. It also exacerbates inequality, as wealthier citizens are able to evade taxes and hold on to much more money. Under the demonetization rules, anyone seeking to exchange more than 250,000 rupees, or about $3,500, must explain why they're holding on to so much cash, or they face a penalty. The hope was that all the unaccounted for money would dissolve, the economy would reset, and those who'd skirted the law with black money would be punished. So as not to lose millions, many wealthier citizens searched for loopholes. Some who'd gone over their limit reportedly paid poorer citizens to hold on to their bundles of cash in bank accounts to be returned to them at a later date. Others made large purchases of travel tickets, one of the few items available to be purchased with the old money, hoping to refund those tickets past the December 30th deadline. Many gave up altogether and donated huge sums of soon-to-be worthless bills to charity or just threw them away. But demonetization actually ended up hurting many of the people it was intended to help. Many poor citizens don't have bank accounts and were unable to exchange their cash due to currency shortages. In a country where cash rules everything and illicit money is practically mainstream, government intervention may have done more harm than good.
Well, after watching this, we could see that there are some advantages to these things, because we could have a cashless society whereby people are using more of POS or internet, let's say Apple Pay, Google Pay, whatever pay, you're using your bank card to buy things rather than just paying for cash. Now, one of the reasons why the CBN are saying that they want to kind of control cash flow is because a lot of Nigerians go to events, they are throwing bundles, they are spraying money, people are stepping on the Naira. So they said this has to stop. So you have to ask yourself, will this work in our society whereby we have issues with internet connection? Data alone is very expensive. For you to have a cashless society, you need to have internet connection. You need to have people using smartphones, not just the buyer, but also the seller, who will kind of provide electronic form of payment. Now, this electronic form of payment also need internet connection, because they are not just going to transfer it through Breeze, it is going to be through internet. Now, do we have that provision? Do we have like good internet connection in Nigeria? Some of the celebrities are even complaining about this whole thing, because these are people who don't even use cash, but because of the whole banking system is at a chaos right now. Tonto Dike said she ran out of electricity. Now she cannot even access her bank app to pay for electricity because she can pay electronically. But then again, since she don't even have her ATM card, she cannot go to the bank to withdraw money because there is no money in the bank. So if we are saying we want a cashless society, and even the bank apps are not working. They are crashing. So let's say you go to the market to buy something and you can't even pay because you can't open your bank app because the connection at that market is bad. So how do we go about these things? If you're going to the market, let's say you're a business person who buys in bulk, and then you go to the market, you want to buy 200,000 worth of goods, but you can only get 20,000 from the ATM machine. You cannot go to the bank because the banks don't have new notes, and then you have to go to the market. You now go to the market, you tell the whoever is selling that you want goods worth of 200,000, but you can do transfer, and that person doesn't have bank app, or that person doesn't have a POS, or like, we need to think about all these things before we change policies. We don't just have to copy people because they are doing things and then we want to copy. We can applaud the youth for going into POS businesses, trying to create job opportunities for themselves. But then again, this is not something that can be done overnight. This is not something that you can just wake up, redesign a whole nation's currency and expect people to go cashless under a month. It does not work. There's going to be chaos, and this is just at the back of an election. So how does this work? We don't even know, because the likelihood of there being an election in Nigeria right now is thinning, because for people to go out there to vote, they need money. And if they can't even have access to those money, how does that work? Everybody is frustrated. Everybody is tired. And then if you're going to even make that impossible for them to come out and vote, then where do we go from here? How do we solve these problems? Anyway, what do I know? Thank you very much for watching today's episode. Please like, and share. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.